My name is Steven and this is my channel, Heart's Delight Exports. Okay, so I'm down in the shop again today and I got another project that you might be interested in. Nice shiny frying pan, right? It's nice heavy duty, nice thick bottom frying pan, but it's kind of missing something, right? Missing a handle. So I'm going to turn this piece of angle iron into a handle. Want to see how I do? First thing I need to do is finish cleaning up this piece of angle iron. I've been working on it a little bit already. It's actually the piece causing all the sparks in the intro video. So what I want to do right now is to grind off the rest of it so it's all nice and shiny, no rust. Now comes the interesting part. I have it cleaned up pretty good. Nice and smooth. There's not too much rust. I don't think some of this is ever going to come off. But next I need to bend it to the shape of the pan. Otherwise I have a huge ladle. So the next part is going to be fairly dangerous yet easy. I got a propane torch here, usually used for plumbing. This is probably not the right tool for the job, but I'm going to use it anyway. Now I have a mark made on my handle here. That's where I want the bend. If it turns out to be a little long, I can always ground down the end of it a bit with that angle grinder again, and I can take a little bit off, but that's generally where I want it. I haven't decided if this is going to be the full length of my handle. Seems way too long, so I'm probably going to end up cutting it down again yet, but it's better to start out with an oversized piece right now. I got close to the mark that I wanted. You might have seen me bending a little bit more, trying to bend the bottom back in. It didn't go over quite as well as I'd hoped. I think I'm going to work on that a little bit more. Just hope I got room for the 2 bolts that I want to put into it next. Because after I get the handle mostly sorted out, that'll be the next step. Drilling out 2 holes in the pan and 2 corresponding holes in the handle, and bolting this together. I'm not welding it. I don't have a welder, so that'll be the next part. So I have a couple of small bolts here from a router stand or table saw stand, one or the other. They're just about perfect for what I want. As you can tell, they're rounded over on the top. There's no screwdriver bit into it, and it seems that the holes in the frying pan at least are just a little bit undersized, but that could be very useful. I have here a little needle file. It's triangular, and because these are basically carriage bolts, I might be able to make use of the undersize a bit to be able to put a square hole here to help catch the bolt that little bit better. A little bit more. It's almost there. That's what I want. very little gap left in there. That's perfect. Now you can see what I mean by a long handle. That's too big. I need it to be down more like that. So next task is to cut off the handle. Alright, so this handle is good, it's functional, but still pretty rough. I'm not sure the wife is going to look at this as being a good frying pan if I don't do something to help make it look a little prettier. So how about we give it a wooden handle on the outside of it. I found a better way to do the job that I was looking to do. Before, I had a nut and bolt system like this. Meant that the head was sticking above the wood on the top and the nut and washers was sticking out below on the bottom. Meant that anytime your hand moved on the frying pan handle, you're going to end up with something to scrape up your knuckles on. So what I'm going to replace it with is one of these T-nuts. They get embedded into the wood, and a nice flathead washer and flathead bolt. So this will be flush, hopefully flush with the wood on the top. It should make for a much more comfortable grip. Okay, so that's the end of this project. My frying pan is pretty much completed. Turned out pretty good. I had to go back and make a second handle after. Turned out the first one was just too thin, and whatever this wood is, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's red oak, but whatever it is, it has a bit of a brittleness to it. It'll split fairly easy. Also, for some reason, the wood glue where it contacted metal all turned black. Not sure what made that happen, but I didn't want to reuse it at that point. I decided to go with a bit thicker wood. I still had to thin it down because the bolts were too short to be able to manage to get all the way through the wood and get into that T-nut. Now the T-nut worked out okay. They're a little rough on the edges, but as long as you're not juggling this frying pan, it should be okay. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you got any advice or comments, you know where the comment section's to. I already said that. Okay, so you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time I'm in the shop.